Hey, what's up? Pulling a Tom Brady today because it's cold out. So yeah, I was thinking today. I was sitting here cooking and then I get up and I was reading some of the quotes on my door, a little piece of paper right there. Most of the quotes are from me. Most of them are from, well, some of them are from me. Some are from Krishnamurti. Some are from Eckhart Tolle. There's one from Sadhguru. And I said to myself, the more you talk about the past, the more you become the past. And then I expanded on it. So the more you talk about the past and the more you think about the past, the more you become your past. So the less you become present, or the less you live in the present moment, because you're always focused on the past. Same with the future. If you're always worrying about the future, if you're always afraid of something in the future, if you're fearful of something that's going to happen or something that's coming up, your energy is always going to be in the future. You're always going to be thinking about that. So you are going to become the future till the future arrives, and then when that comes up and you handle the thing you were worrying about, which sometimes never even comes up, you're so used to dealing with things that way, it becomes a habit, and then you start obsessing about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and you're always in that state of being in the future. Some people may focus more heavily on the future and worry more about the future, or may look for things that they're looking forward to in the future, which really has a lot to do with fear and desire. Or people may be trapped in the past and they may focus on the past. I had this one buddy, Dan. He lives in New Hampshire, and every once in a while he comes down here to visit. And he's always talking about the past. He had these really good days in the past. He had these glory days where he was really good at basketball. And he was in a fraternity, and he had these amazing college years. And all he does is talk about his college years. And he's about 65 years old. But he's always 20. He's always 20 years old. That's where he lives. Because those were his favorite days in his life. Or what he tells me were his favorite days in his life. So he's never here. He's always there. it makes him happy. It makes him happy. But if he's always there, he's missing out on the next 68 years of his life, if he lives to the age of 88. So if he lives to the age of 88, and he's always thinking about the times of his life when he was 20, he's never present for those 68 years. He's never really there. He's never living. He's always 20. Some people want to be there. I guess some people want to live that way because their life now is boring, or they don't like it, or they wish it was better. I have this one photo on my floor right next to my guitar, and it's me singing with a group of people at summer camp in 2004. And it's 14 years ago, and somebody in the stands that was watching us sing and dance took this photo of us. And when I look at that photo, I think, sometimes I don't think anything at all. Some days I just glance by it. But the other day I looked at it. I think it was like Monday morning. And I thought who I was back then. And I thought about the times that I had, and I visualized myself still there. And then I started thinking about the times that summer. And I love that summer so much. And then I realized one of the reasons why I love that summer is because I was extremely loving towards other people and kind to other people. And I had very good friends, and I connected with people very good back then. And I was always present. I was never thinking about anything. I was never thinking about the future. I was never thinking about the past. I was always there that summer. And I think that's what made it so amazing. The fact that I was always present. I was always there. And because I was always present, and because I was always there that summer, it allowed me to be loving. It allowed me to be happy. It allowed me to have those connections with those people that I became really good friends with. And I did so much good that summer. And it was because I was never worried. I was never thinking. I was never fearful. I never desired to attain anything, because I could never leave the property. When you're at summer camp, you got one day off every week. But the other days you're there, you can't really leave. And you're with that same group of people, so you develop a relationship with them. And they're always always there with you. It's like the way they live on rice farms in Asia, in China and Vietnam and places like that, where the family lives together. The grandparents, the parents, the children, the grandchildren, they all live in the same huts on the same property, and they never really leave each other's side. So they develop this amazing, loving relationship. And they're there for each other. Just like we were there that summer. And I think that's one of the major things we're missing these days. Not just the fact that most people aren't present, living in the present moment, but the fact that we're so spread out. Many of us don't really get to know each other, and we don't get to connect with each other. And we're so busy attaining things because we're following a society that's telling us to fear things and desire things. I haven't turned on the television in 4 years, 5 years. But when I go to somebody's house and they're watching TV and I see an Allstate ad or an insurance company ad, or mostly Allstate, they make you so afraid of things. You know, they want you to give them your money because, you know, flood insurance, fire insurance. These things will most likely never happen. But we work so hard to make money to pay for these Allstate insurances, and because we're so fearful that we're going to lose everything. And those are just the fearful ads. And then you got other ads that tell you to desire things. That if you want to be happy, buy this, you have to attain this, you have to do this, you have to be this person. If you want this and if you want that. It starts at a very young age. Or even when I was in second or third grade. And I noticed that all the kids that had Nikes and wore nice clothes, like they were more popular. Especially closer to like 5th grade. They would get like the cute girlfriends. Not only that, I was on the bus with this 17-year-old the other day. He was very poor. In fact, he's been homeless quite a bit this year. And he dropped out of school to get his GED. So he decided to not go to high school anymore. And he was talking to me about things. And he said the teachers treated him really crappy. And he doesn't like teachers and he doesn't trust teachers. And then I told him I was a teacher for high school kids for a really long time. And I always looked out for kids that didn't have money and kids that came from abusive homes or traumatic homes, dysfunctional homes. Or even kids that were behavior issues. I tended to like the kids that were behavior issues because I knew that they came from, for the most part, crappy places, crappy homes. And I told them, I'm like, most of the teachers that you've had, the great majority of them, not all, but most, probably came from really nice places. They probably came from really nice homes where everything was pretty okay. And they went to college, they figured they'd make a difference, or they won a pretty decent life. So they became teachers. And they connect more with people or kids that are a reflection of themselves, that are familiar to themselves, that are kind of like them, or kind of like how they were when they were kids. So they connect with them. They favor them and become their favorites because they remind them of them. Or they came from crappy homes, these teachers, and they kind of want to not be that person anymore. So they try to make it in good with the rich kids or the kids that seem well-to-do so they can move up the ladder. So they could be more like those rich kids and those rich parents that raised those rich kids so they could be accepted by them so they can make it to the next stage, the next level, the better level than being seen as that poor person that they grew up as so they could finally make it. But I told the kid, I said that, I grew up really poor. And I grew up in a somewhat dysfunctional home because, our father abandoned us and we had really hard times. So when I became a teacher, I was always nice to those kids because I know what it felt like because I was them. Kids that came from dysfunctional homes or poverty or hard times. The kid immediately trusted me. And the kid told me that he had major trust issues.